What up, Nation? Rockvar here with you on the Nation. Doing some testing. A little bit of testing. I made a video last night. I was trying to make a DCUO video, but the servers were down, as you all probably know, depending on when you're watching this. And so I went and played a Batman game. Not going to say which one it was, and because I don't really remember. And the video turned out being heinous, anus, front to the core. It was just choppy and problems all over the place, which should definitely not have been the case. I just upgraded my PC's RAM. I've got plenty of support for OBS. I don't know why that would be a thing. And I still have absolutely no idea what the problem was or is. So this is somewhat of a test. If this video turns out okay, I'll, use it. And if it doesn't, well, then I absolutely won't. I might just put this part out as a disclaimer. Because, like last week I was recording videos that I had absolutely no problems. And then I upgraded my PC, which should have helped the situation, and started working with stuff and, using a lot of Adobe products that I've been working with and having a lot of fun making videos, and all of a sudden my videos are anus. And I did not know why. So there were just a couple of things I could try, so I tried them. Let me tell you, that just created a different problem. Where I had just pixelated, uglier video, but for a different reason. So then I undid the settings that someone had told me, or the internet essentially, because I Googled the problem, had told me to change, and things seemed to work. So let's just hope that whatever was wrong was just exclusive to yesterday. I have been having a phantom stutter that I can't figure out on my PC for months now, but we just had a Windows update today, and I was hoping that would take care of that. I tell you, the whole point of what I was doing was to make this video and to talk about the cool stuff that's coming in the Valentine's event. And cool stuff it is, let me tell ye. You can see on the screen in front of you that we're getting green screens, or Chroma screens, both green and black, which is awesome because you can do things like what I did over here to the... Is that the right of me? Oh, it would be the left of me if I was facing you, right? I don't know. At the other corner of your screen, you'll see a little Rockvar down there giving you a thumbs up, which is something that I've always wanted to do. But, I didn't really have the good quality picture to take it. And so the green screens work most excellently with Photoshop. They work a little bit better with Premiere Pro if you use the presetting Ultra key with it. It works excellently. It pretty much just takes out anything that would be an issue. If you use Photoshop, there will be just little issues where there's shadows showing up on the green screen. Let me tell you that this green screen is so accurate that the lighting matters. I swear to you. And I'll try to demonstrate maybe here in a second, but depending on where you set this in relations to the light in your base, you will get a different effect on the back of the screen that may or may not affect your photoshopping. Because it'll create dark places. You can see right there behind me the dark line that is at the fold. So, if you're going to do a shot, you've got to kind of avoid that and then bring it in as close as you can. And then what you're going to find, obviously, is both corners are going to get cut off, right, on either side. You're going to have green to a point, and then you're going to see the colors in whatever the background is. So yeah, that's a simple fix, I guess, if you just want to crop that part of the photo out, right? And that's normally what I would do when I'm trying to take the background off of just one particular character anyway, would be to crop it so that you don't have a whole lot of background to have to mess with. So that's smart, right? But if I was to say want to be getting the actual HUD in the shot, it's cutting off part of it on the green screen where this green screen disappears, and then I have brown on the other side, or whatever, which theoretically I can take out, but you can see that part of the HUD up there is somewhat see-through. So no matter what I take out on the outside of the blue, you're still going to kind of see the background through that animation up there when I switch to flight or back to normal, right? So the only real way that I came up with getting around that was to set it in such a way that you can go behind the screen. You're going to have to fly up above it, barely. I mean, like almost to where you can just barely see over the horizon there if you look down. And in fact, you have to be at such an angle that you really can't look down without messing up what you're doing. So you kind of just have to take a leap of faith, fly forward, and drop. Okay? And if you do that enough times and pay attention to what you're doing while you're doing it. Okay, that stutter I saw, just in case that's in question when I go back and edit this video, I did see that stutter that just happened. That was in the game, but I believe it was because of my phantom screen stutter. So I guess when I watch what was happening when I recorded last night was when that would happen, my webcam would do the same thing, and we would both kind of glitch for a couple seconds and then start again. But the audio would be persistent. So it was fucking weird, man. But anyway. So you just kind of have to fly up a little bit, get barely on top of it, and drop down. And it's not going to happen every time, obviously. It's going to take you a minute. I believe I achieved it in that one, possibly. But the idea is you got to get close enough so that, that didn't do it, so that you can cut off both sides, so that, everything is in front of the green screen. And I also tried a way in which, I'm not demonstrating this very well. See, this is what we're going for, only, facing the camera. And you can almost achieve it, but you can still see, right? Yeah. So, that's a simple cropping thing. But for the pictures that I was doing down below and stuff, I actually managed to just toe the line, almost like I'm wanting to stand on top of the thing. You can't be moving forward like that, but almost like I'm standing on top of the thing, and then just get on there. And you're going to have issues with that. But I'm really wanting to show off the fact that I did that. I may never be able to do it again. That one might do it. Okay, here we go. There. That should be perfect. If that doesn't do it, we're not doing it. And see, it's still on the other side just a touch. Okay, there we mostly achieved. Whew, thank goodness. I thought I was making a liar out of myself. So there we mostly achieved our goal. But see, it's just going to take a little trial and error like that. And that's why it's not always going to be achievable to get your feet of your character right when you do this, which is fine. We'll figure out ways. I'm guessing that eventually they'll put out maybe some additional flooring that we can use or something like that. But I also messed around with putting multiple screens and tying them in together. I'm sure there's people thinking of that, of clipping them together. Yeah, you can, but these posts are always going to show, no matter how I tried multiple ways. If the only way to keep the posts from showing is to put it at an angle, so that you're almost making like one flat and then two on either side that are like this, and you can bring them in and put them so that you end up with a little bit of a flat part, and then you got one poking out that way and one poking out this way, so it circles you, and that's kind of neat. If I wanted to superimpose a big background on it, or do like I don't know what you even call that, panoramic view type of a situation, because what I was thinking initially was having a video where Rockvar is kind of touring the world. And so there would be a situation where maybe a train would circle around behind him, because I could use the green screen to put whatever video I wanted on there and make it look like it was arcing. And that is the issue, though, remains. There are going to be parts that are going to be hard to get out. just because of the way that when you do that, it creates shadows on either side. So the situation I ended up finding myself in was when I was trying to, in Photoshop, it's not such a big deal because you can do all the segments, just a different, you're using a different magic eraser essentially for all of the sides. But when you try to do it in Premiere Pro, you're using one setting to try and hit all the colors. I haven't figured out a way yet to chroma out multiple shades at the same time. I tried overlapping the chromas, and that didn't quite work out the right way I had intended it. And so, if you're doing a still that way, it would probably work out. But for a video, I haven't quite figured out the placement for it yet. But, that's just the kind of, look at that. They came up with one base item. Literally, I've put at least 24 hours, not straight, but at least 24 hours worth of thought and kind of goofing around digitally to come up with cool shit that I wanted to do. Stuff that I've wanted to do with this character for years, but you just can't because, if you try to Photoshop out the background right now, look at that. You got a million little things. People have come up with some really good makeshift ways of doing it, and I was kind of in the process of doing that myself, but this just makes it so much easier. So this is, I'll end this now, but this is a base item that is going to be in the Valentine's seasonal 2022 on the vendor. It's only going to cost 6 hearts. And it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. And I'll talk about more of these base items in future videos, assuming this one worked. And if it did, hooray, and we'll do more. And if it didn't, I just spent a lot of time and effort upgrading my PC to ruin everything that I was doing, which might be the case. But until next time, this is Rock Var saying play on.